सुने विज्ञान की अनकही कहानियां। आइए हम सुने विज्ञान की अनसुनी कहानियां। Hello, listeners. You're listening to Vigyan Ki Awaaz podcast program on STEM popularization, catalyzed and supported by the Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, and Media for Community Foundation. Project devised and designed by Dr. R. Sridhar and assisted by Ashish Tiwari. Local coordination and production, Professor Subramanian. Content writing by Priyanshu and post-production by Professor Kaushik P. Kanchan of Garden City University, Bengaluru. Garden City University, conquer we shall all adversity. Together we stand in unity. Together we strive for prosperity. GCU, emphasis on life. GCU, emphasis on life. Hello, listeners. You're listening to Vigyan Ki Awaaz podcast program on STEM popularization, catalyzed and supported by the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India through its National Council for Science and Technology Communication, and Media for Community Foundation. Project devised and designed by Dr. R. Sridhar and assisted by Ashish Tiwari. Local coordination and production, Professor Subramanian. Content writing, Priyanshu Sarkar. Post-production, Professor Kaushik P. Kanchan and Krishna Kapil of Garden City University, Bengaluru. Professor Das ended the last episode by how the Mpemba effect can be applied into active systems, and in this episode, he started by talking about the technological applications his research can have.
Yeah, my research is related to understanding of fundamental phenomena at fundamental level, and for that I try to devise methodology and do computer simulations as well as numerical calculations by using computers. And so India in computational science, computational physics still recently was not up to the mark, but scenario is changing very rapidly, and I think my group is contributing as best as we can in uplifting the quality of computational physics. And computational physics is basically a sub-branch of theoretical investigation. And on the other hand, the kind of phenomenon or phenomena I am interested in, they can be helpful in even though the objective is to understand things at the fundamental level, but they can have a lot of technological applications like this Mpemba effect and faster cooling or faster freezing of water or faster ordering of more disorder system when going below the Curie temperature, etc. They can provide a lot of device. They can have, these are all related to memories in the initial states. That way, we can understand the memory effect, and they can have significant application in technological devices, heating and cooling effect, providing new perspective to thermal perspective to refrigeration, etc.
Professor Das took us through his future ideas and plans for his research.
As I told you, India till 10-20 years back, where we were, the situation is far better now. If you go to any world-class journals in any volume, you'll see a significant 15 to 30% contributions are from India, whichever high-quality journals you look for, particularly in the domain of physics and in my area of statistical physics and condensed matter. That is certainly true.
Like, what is the future of your research? Like, as you've already been working on, as you informed to our audience, like, if you're looking on the future perspective of that, how are you looking, the research, what you'll be contributing to the society?
Yeah, so this, as I told you, there is a good societal perspective of this particular phenomena I mentioned, like this Mpemba effect. And Mpemba effect not only in passive matter phase transition, say liquid water to ice, or paramagnetic phase to ferromagnetic phase. We are not restricting to only such kind of phase transitions in passive matter systems. We are going to active matter systems. I gave you the examples with respect to by providing information on clustering and ordering in a collection of bars, or in a school of fish, or herd of sheep. But we human beings are also form. As a society, we exhibit similar kind of clustering phenomena, either in opinion, or if you go to some sort of gathering, you'll see a lot of cluster formation. And many people do not know. Like, so if there is a banquet dinner of a conference, it's a conference on involving academicians in general. Like, there can be people from economics, people from physics, people from chemistry. You see, after a while there will be clustering. To start with, everything is homogeneous. Like, everybody is shaking hands with everybody else, sharing wishes and taking information how others are. But after a while, you'll see that the physicists are clustered in one place, historians are clustered in one place, economists are clustered in another place, and so is true with biologists. That's what we in any physical system, the objective for, in equilibrium, to reach the equilibrium, the system tries to minimize in some energy in some form. Okay, and this is true among for systems involving or which are made up of living beings also. Okay, so it's energy minimization process. And if you take this example of the conference dinner, to start with, at the high hello level, everybody understands what the other person is talking about. Okay, but at a much deeper level, after a while, people will start discussing about their own interest. And if a historian talks to a hardcore physicist, very much mathematically oriented, he or she will, she may have to undergo a lot of unnecessary thinking exercise that is not really necessary. Okay, and on the other hand, if a physicist is talking to a biologist, the physicist will not understand all the jargons, very complex nomenclatures used by the biologist or even the chemists. Okay, so naturally the energy is not minimized. The physicist, by talking to, so energy minimization is like being happy. Okay, and if, when a historian talks to a biologist, or a biologist talks to a physicist, okay, unless in standard situation, you have to bend yourself quite a bit to align yourself with the knowledge the other person, the person from the other field is talking to you about. Okay, and so this phenomena has, so there are also exist phase transition. So physicists are getting separated from the historians, or biologists are getting separated from other communities. So it's the phase transition. Okay, like oil and water mixture. Okay. So you start with by stirring oil and water mixture, they're perfectly mixed, but depending upon the temperature and other favorable thermodynamic parameters, they may not mix. Okay, they may get separated. That is also a phase transition. Similar thing is happening here. So then, if such kind of Mpemba effect exists in active matter system, that helps us in understanding a lot of societal problems.
Sir, any award from international or national, or anything that the most unforgettable incident of your life that you would like to share?
Well, I was awarded one Young Scientist Award when I was much younger by the Indian Physics Association. It is named after an astrophysicist, Professor Bimala Bhuti Bhuti Foundation Award. And then I was an associate member in International Center for Theoretical Physics in Trieste in Italy. And then I have been institute invited professor in various prominent institutes, particularly in Europe, for example, ENS, in Lyon, then in various universities in Italy and Germany.
What is the you would like to tell for a young audience who would like to pursue in this career? What is the one advice that you would like to give?
Physics is fascinating, okay? And in my opinion, physics is the subject that can provide you with the finest realization of the nature. Okay? And if you are really interested in, dive for it.
Professor Das then shared his opinions on how our country is contributing to computational science and physics.
Who has changed?
Well, I'll tell you, I have worked with three prominent people. I'm not going to my school level. Well, during my college days, I had one very inspiring teacher, three very inspiring teachers. They were Professor Devopriyo Sham, then Professor Shapon Kumar Das, and Professor Jyoti Prakash Sharnal. And then when I came for my PhD, I worked with Professor Sanjay Puri in Jawaharlal Nehru University. In addition to being a very well-known researcher, he was a very inspiring teacher, and that was followed by a couple of postdoctoral positions, one in University of Mainz in Germany. There I worked with a very well-known person in statistical physics and particularly in computational science. His name was Kurt Binder. And then I went to US to work with Professor Michael Ellis Fisher in University of Maryland. And he is known to the world as an extraordinary teacher, and he won medals at the highest level, and he's if very few people to be named in the domain of phase transition and critical phenomena, he's the one to take. And his teaching and giving seminars were simply extraordinary. And the other thing was, he's the person, the other people who were also very inspiring. The difference between this gentleman, Michael Fisher, and the others were the following. For most of the other people, you need to approach the person to learn something. And with Fisher, staying with him, continuing with him itself can be very difficult. But once he likes you, he will be after you, he will make you understand the things. He will chase you. You don't need to chase the teacher. And that was the difficult part.
Yeah, as a teacher, we understand how it matters. Yeah, it was really nice thing.
Startup what?
No, I don't have any. So I work more in the fundamental aspects of science.
Is there anything add?
You would like to add?
Unforgettable incidents in your life in academic?
Unforgettable means in academia or from my perspective, anything unforgettable is I have many unforgettable things. So my students, postdocs, they're working very hard to get some interesting results, and whenever they come up with something interesting, that moment really stays with me for a long time, and some of them really become unforgettable. Like this discoveries of Mpemba effect, which was thought to be extremely counterintuitive. Now we are one of the few groups in the world who are actually discovering or by model construction showing that the phenomenon actually exists not only in water, in variety of systems. So each of those findings were extremely unforgettable.
You were listening to Vigyan Ki Awaaz, a podcast on STEM popularization, catalyzed and supported by National Council for Science and Technology Communication, Government of India. Tune in for more such episodes to Vigyan Ki Awaaz on this platform and also through Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Music platforms. आइए हम सुने विज्ञान की अनकही कहानियाँ।